So it's been 6 weeks since I stopped taking finasteride and minoxidil for my hair loss. And I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update of what I'm currently doing. So first of all, I didn't experience any side effects from finasteride nor from minoxidil. Personally, for me, I wanted to prioritize my health, and if that in turn could lead to positively impact my hair loss, then so be it. But if that wouldn't happen, I just want to accept balding as it's just a natural genetic way for me to age. But if I'm lucky, maybe I can slow down or reverse that progression by focusing on my health. And if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. Thank you for swinging by. And if you've been supporting me and been following me along my hair loss journey, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We just recently hit 5,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So thank you guys very much for that. But let me talk a little bit about what I'm currently doing. In the world, at least that I'm brought up in, is very anti-human. We don't act as humans anymore, but we do expect our biology to, perform at peak levels. And what I mean by that is that we're not acting as the way humans are designed to act in so many different aspects of our lives. But I'm gonna cover a few in this video that I'm currently, deep diving into to improve my overall health. And the first thing, which is more about mental health, is social media. If you live in a big city, you take the subway, you can see in the morning everyone's sitting on their phone like this, scrolling with their AirPods in, just not looking at each other, not socializing, not talking, which is a problem in of itself, but more so what we're actually consuming. I didn't think I had a problem with social media, but it was actually last week on Monday night that I realized that I spend a lot of time on social media, and I feel awful after spending time there. First of all, I can't control how much time I spend there. Even though I have screen time, I just ignore it, and there's not a lot of value from what I'm consuming. So it's just a way for me to pass time, and it's not really adding any value. If anything, it just makes me more insecure, sad, and jealous of other people, and sad in my own situation. Because what people do on social media is that they portray and upload, the highlights, the key moments of their lives, which is, a split second of a lifetime of effort. So let's say like an athlete hitting a PR, so lifting really heavy. They have obviously been practicing that for years, and then it's leading up to that one tiny little moment that they record themselves and they put that on social media and they get, praised for that. But we only see the highlights in people's lives, and we compare that to our day-to-day. And usually when we sit and we just scroll, we're in a position where we're sad, we're bored, we're hurt, and it just adds to that we see these other people and we project this idea that they're just really genetically blessed and they have it all figured out. This is how their life is. It's amazing. They're traveling, they're lifting really heavy weights, they're feeling good, they're eating good. You spend a bunch of money on clothes, on real estate, on cars, all that. And then you're just sitting there like, okay, well, I'm here, can barely pay rent. I'm trying to get big in the gym, but nothing is happening. And we forget about that. It's all a big, long process. And social media has really ruined that. So that's something that hit me last week. And since then, I've been really trying to cut down on social media. And I think if we relate this to hair loss, it adds stress to our life. And if we're adding stress to our life, it's going to impact hair loss negatively. So social media is something that I'm trying to cut out, whether it's TikTok or Instagram. Maybe not YouTube so much, because even though a lot of the things that I watch are not very productive, there are things that I watch to find out new things and learn about different topics. So I will continue to use YouTube, but much more decisive on what I watch and take in. Secondly, caffeine, or more so coffee, is something that I've been very addicted to for a very long time. And it also adds stress to your life. I was drinking coffee for about 10 years. I tried to quit it for the past 6 years, but didn't really manage to quit it because honestly, I just don't think I wanted to quit it enough. But about 6 weeks ago, actually around the same time that I quit finasteride and minoxidil, I decided to myself, from learning more about coffee and its negative impacts, that it was time for me to stop. And honestly, it wasn't hard to quit. I didn't get any headaches. Maybe that's just me. I think a lot of people will get headaches, but I was just so decisive that coffee was bad for me. it would negatively impact my health, and I wanted to prioritize my health. So by not drinking coffee, I was actually doing something good for myself. It actually worked. So now, like, I don't miss coffee at all. So if you haven't watched that video, I suggest you do so. I posted it, I think, last week. I'll link it here. And relating that to hair loss as well, what caffeine does, it affects your adrenal glands. It releases a lot more cortisol, which means it adds stress to your life. I'm of the opinion that hair loss, at least the onset of hair loss, is caused by stress for a longer period of time. And why add that extra stress? And for me, I had like 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day. It just wasn't worth it because life is stressful enough. Adding to that, food is something that I'm currently, diving deep into. I don't think that the food that's being recommended to us is necessarily the best food for our health. I think we should go back in time and look at what people ate hundreds and thousands of years ago and kind of stick to that. So no processed foods. I tried the carnivore diet for 10 days, only eating meat and animal-based products. And I only lasted about 10 days, and then now I'm kind of doing a paleo diet, which is, I think it's like the primal diet. Avoiding grains, trying to eat as little dairy products as possible, while eating high protein, high fats, and vegetables and fruits, which I think, if we look historically, I think that, at least from what I know right now, is the way us humans are designed to eat. Because think about all the junk that's in the grocery stores when we go shopping. Like, circling back to caffeine, we have an entire aisle, at least in the Swedish grocery stores, filled with caffeinated beverages, such as like energy drinks and stuff, or cold brew coffee, etc. That's just toxic chemicals that you're not supposed to put in your body. And a lot of the shops today don't offer like the high quality foods, the unprocessed meats, the unprocessed vegetables and fruits. They just offer frozen food or readily made meals. And it's super hard to actually find things that are nutritionally dense. At the moment, I'm trying to find a good local butcher where I can source all my meat products. It's probably going to be a little bit more expensive, but I can guarantee you I will not have to eat as much of it to get the nutrients that I want from that meat. As well, I want to find out where I can source my fruits and vegetables so that they're high quality and that they don't contain a lot of pesticides, and try to stay away from GMO. And this is super hard because this is unfortunately the world that we're living in today. But I do think that a lot of the health issues, mental health issues, and problems that people are experiencing stem from overprocessed or genetically modified foods, and that they're not getting enough of the vitamins and the essential nutrients that the human has to absorb in order to function properly. So that's something that I'm trying to figure out. Another thing that I'm currently doing is I've changed up the way I work out. For many years I was just going to the gym, lifting weights, and not really stretching my body. I did like the occasional yoga session here and there, but I never incorporated it into my daily gym routines. So right now I'm trying to do calisthenics, and I'm sure you're familiar with that. So mostly body weight is what I'm doing, trying to perfect the push-up, the pull-up, the chin-up, all that good stuff. And I'm working on my mobility while I'm also strengthening my body. And it's also really helpful if you want to better your posture, because that's what it's doing for me, by fixing all of those muscle imbalances that I currently have. So it's super fun. I can make other videos about that, but I do think that's the way also we're intending to move our bodies. We're not supposed to just lift things. I mean, occasionally, yes, but we are supposed to move. We're supposed to be able to hang. We're supposed to be able to jump. We're supposed to be able to stretch our bodies as wide as possible, which with a lot of the gym stuff we don't really do. We're just constantly contracting our muscles. Right now I'm going through my calisthenic phase, which I hope will be the answer to a lot of my body problems as well, in combination with the other things that I mentioned. And I really hope it will promote blood flow as well to hopefully the scalp, but also across my entire body. And this idea of calisthenics actually got because my sister's actually soon about to give birth to twins. And it kind of hit me that I'm 28 right now and I have all these body pains. I don't want to be one of those, old people that have a hunchback, cannot play with the kids and just sits down at family gatherings. I want to be the playful, happy one, that can do this for a very long time. And I figured I have to change a few things up in order to be able to be my very best. And honestly, already feeling really good. It's a different way of working out. You don't really get the same pump as you do when you go in the gym, but you feel amazing afterwards, and you feel more clear in your head. For my hair, I'm also incorporating rosemary oil and castor oil. The rosemary oil is an essential oil, so I have to use it with a carrier oil where the castor oil comes in. So I mix that together and I apply it up here and back here. I've been doing it for about 2-3 days now, but I'm going to try to do that and hopefully see if that can make a change. I don't have any high expectations. I mean, I still love my look like this, but if it can sort of sustain or slow down the progress of my hair loss, that would be amazing. So, and maybe it can inspire some of you guys who don't want to take the medical route and more so the natural route to try that too. I'm gonna continue to do this, and if it makes a change, then that's great. If it doesn't, so be it. But I do think it's good anyways to put a bit of oil on the scalp as it can get very dry. But yeah, this is me trying to be more human. I don't want to become a hippie at all, but I do want to take advantage of being in this body that can do so many amazing things that I haven't really taken advantage of as of right now. So anyways guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video, found it somewhat useful, and I shall see you in the next one.